playing Final Fantasy 14, and man, I don't know if anybody have wondered what I've been doing. A couple of people been asking me what's been going on with your Final Fantasy 14 streams, or hey man, where you been up to, or hey, where you at, you know, all that jazz. Well, to be honest with you, and I will do that after this. I will tell you guys a bit after this. So just give me a moment. Oh man, I'll just wait. All right. Ooh, that stuff's in all it is. Well, I want to go ahead and just kind of go, you know, just kind of get it out there and say this, because I'm not gonna lie, man, Final Fantasy 14 is really, really a journey, because when you work hard, you play hard, and you reap the rewards hard. But the problem of it is that right now, I had a goal in mind to corral a lot of players in this game. Join my FC, get some players who are like-minded. You know, I've been patient, all that jazz. I worked hard, so you know, it'll be only a matter of time that, you know, I would have met somebody or met a few people to play with and have a good time with. Well, the thing of it is that it's much akin to what's been going on in DCUO, and quite literally, you know, I only have just a few friends to play with because, you know, they log on, they're, you know, they, you know, machinimous, stuff like that, and I'm not really playing the game hardcore unless I'm, you know, doing something in terms of just, you know, getting, you know, unless I'm just really grinding for, you know, marks, get gear, all that jazz. You know, I'm cool with that. Give me one moment. Give me one moment. And all right, perfect. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and equip. Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and use this. In fact, we're gonna rename it. Paladin set. And oh, there we go. And we're gonna go to action and traits. Job. Sword Oath. Wow. Ow. Alright, before I set my stuff up, I'm just going to say this right here. The main reason why I feel like, you know, this, oh wow, they actually made marks to showcase where stuff lead and all that jazz. That's cool. Well, the main reason why that I feel that, you know, this game really does require hard work, and it really does. Alright, and the reward factor of it is, the benefits of it is clearly, you know, it's clearly through, you know, the items you can wear, you know, items you can enhance, that enhances your, you know, your character, your status, your stats, everything. And it's not like anything that and I'm not trying to compare to other, you know, MMOs or anything like that, and it's bad enough I really want to do that. I will say this right now, for me, that when it comes to Final Fantasy 14, this game requires for you to build your own community. It is designed to build your own community. It's designed to build your own legend, your own, you know, your own, you know, reputation, everything. And it really matters in this game. And when you're only working with at least one person that at least take this game a bit serious, you know, when you're only working with one person, you know, that complements your game and stuff like that, it becomes troublesome. And it's another when you're still stuck in that same moat, in that same boat with this, you know, in the game, because, you know, you're trying to work with everything that you got in order for you to move forward. And for me personally, I felt like, dang man, you know what I'm saying, it's killing me. And meanwhile, I could have just logged on and logged in to continue to level up all the rest of my classes, but it's boring doing it by yourself. It really is boring doing it by yourself. And you know, I'm a type of person where, you know, if I get on, I at least try to have somebody to play with all the time. And to be quite honest with you, maybe I didn't really give this community a chance. Only when I did, you know what I mean? It's like only when I tried to, when I did, the fact remained that none of the players, and I'll be real honest with you. I think I'll just go ahead and kind of go out and say this, and it's really because it's been held in my heart and been in my mind for quite a long time, and I'm just gonna be quite frank with you, just be honest with you. So I don't know if you guys remember a few months back, you know, I was a part of this group that had this leveling league thing going on, and I you know, I volunteered to help out. All right, for me, it was a great way to possibly, you know, meet new players, get players to play, you know, with me, and I play with them, and we all had a good time. You know what I'm saying? The problem that I had, however, was that, you know, there was no sense of you know, just really no sense of just players to get on, or rather, I'll take that back. Let me rephrase. There was no sense of promotion. No promotion whatsoever. Nobody weren't promoting the leveling league. Everything just fell into place. And surprisingly, of 9-10 people that showed up, we weren't really helping out a lot of players. You know what I mean? And it's kind of sad that when people think that you're just trolling, when you're trying to be nice, people want nice things, but when somebody's really trying to, you know, put it out there, people would think you're trolling, or you're doing this for popularity, or you're just trying to, you know, do all this other stuff. And no, these were some genuine people that I played with. Well, I don't know what went on, but all I know is that it went into players getting into a link shell start. It was nothing but conversations. There was nothing to be said of what was going on, and even when with the suggestions that was purveyed, none of them went into execution. So, and I offered, you know, some video. You know, I was going to create a video vignette, you know, like a commercial skit, you know, things like that. And unfortunately, it was just that nobody at all was just really on the same boat as me, and I wasn't on the same boat as them. All right, so unfortunately, it was just a catastrophe. But when I get on and I ask for players to play with, some people would think that, well, some people may take their time to read the messages or whatever. But it was like, from my experience and from my perspective, nobody was not reading those messages that I would put in. So everybody would catch every conversation that was going on. But if I were to, you know, hey guys, could you mind helping out this person? It's kind of like a new guy is not going to necessarily get the attention, or nobody's not going to catch anybody else's attention, because that's just a new person. Nobody doesn't know who I am. So it's like, well, okay, that's cool. You may not know who I am, and maybe you have a right to act that way. But why is it that if a person asking to just run some higher levels so I can progress at y'all level, everybody's busy for some reason? And it's like that every single day. It wasn't some of the days, it was all the days. And the guy was trying to make an excuse, and it's like, but you're not seeing it from my perspective. If I'm arguing about this, something is wrong. The way I see it, you're trying to make an excuse to their laziness. And the person was making an excuse to say that, well, they may not have saw your message, you know, the chat log may take time, all this jazz. And I'm like, well, you're the only person that helped me, and that's really weird. And then when I ask for somebody to play with, you know, I mean, especially if all we're doing is being in the link shell and we're just talking nothing but jive, why can't we just help each other out? I think that's what this thing is for, right? I mean, I need help. I want people to play with. Why can I not do that? I mean, at the time I was playing as a DPS, I got tired of waiting 3 hours a day, meanwhile doing other things, and then while I'm doing other things, the queue will pop up in inopportune times. Whereas I'm going in as a tank, and yet people will bash, argue, and all that stuff about me tanking, and I feel like, well, if I'm doing something wrong, you don't have to be rude about it. But and I'm not asking for, I'm not asking to be respected all the time. I'm not asking, for positive criticism all the time. All I'm saying is, don't be rude, But I come to grips that there's going to be players like that, and it is what it is, But the problem I had, however, was the level in league it sounded great on paper. The execution was fair, but nobody was around to basically step up. And the person that was owning the level in the league was stating that, well, she was expecting for somebody to step it up. And I'm like, well, you can't expect for somebody to step it up if they don't know the information of what was going on. And by that point, I felt that overall it was just something I just wasn't agreeing with no more. So I wanted to RP. People want me to go to Balmong, and I'm like, well, I came over here to play with some players, and those players were ignoring me. They weren't necessarily doing anything to help out. So, they make items here and there, they gave money, and that's it. I said, forget it. I moved on. You know what I'm saying? I wanted my own league. I want my own free company. Start off, on here with friends, and those friends no longer play on this game. The only person that plays is my best friend, Lightbreaker, on a consistent basis. Everybody else, they either scattered and did their own thing, or they went to other servers and again did their own thing without even establishing what we're going to do here. You know what I'm saying? We could have just recruited players. We could have done everything together. I could have made gear. I could have made items. I would have crafted everything. I would level it up. We've all leveled up. We've all gone through, the stuff. I mean, I've been through so many FCs in this game. It's like I dang near went through the FCs more to change my drawers, or Jennifer Lopez running through other men. And I think that's ridiculous to me. I feel like it's not fair that, I find an FC I'm in, and next thing you know, drama happens, and I have to go. And I have to look at myself of what have I done to cause these things. Simple. The answer being is that I was in one FC. Come to find out, they weren't not my necessary cup of tea. Now the leader of the FC has been banned from Final Fantasy 14 after 5 years of playing this game. I don't know what happened. It doesn't really matter to me. But what I do know is that he's no longer in this game, and but he was the sweetest guy I've ever met, in spite of him, being gay. I don't care if he was gay. The problem of it was that the content that was in that FC was just not agreeable with me, And I felt like some of the things that was said, or what could have been done, they could have kept it to themselves, kept it private, kept it to another chat. But me reading that, I felt that wasn't right. But it was what it was. You know what I'm saying? But I felt that overall, drama ensued because my personal information was disparaged, and I got pissed off at the person because they did it not once, not twice, but 3 times, and they felt that me being angry was never justified, which I thought in itself was really crazy. But moving on, I get into another FC. The FC didn't help out. Another FC I went in, they were lazy, and they didn't help out. It wasn't the fact they didn't help out. I was doing everything by myself. And even then, when they called me to, hey, Opal, would you like to run some stuff with us? And I'm like, run what? What you want me to run with you guys? And they was running high tier missions. I was like, do you see what level I am? I'm like level 4. At the time, I'm level 46. I'm not nowhere near your level for me to run that stuff. What are you talking about? So why would you ask me to run high level stuff with you, when you could have helped me get to the level you are, so I can help, so I can run that stuff with you. Unfortunately, it was never the case. So so at that point, I said, this gotta be the most dumbest FC I've ever been in, and I am not over exaggerating this at all. So I left. Create my own FC, which was a legitimate role-playing FC. We role play, we have fun, we play our game. We're supposed to do our thing. We're supposed to follow a storyline. I was supposed to have my my machinima based off of the Chronicles, based off the Chronicles of the Sacred. I did the first episode, and all of a sudden I have not spoken to that person anymore because, again, everybody is quite literally just close knit and not about bringing somebody new to the circle. And I felt like this is just how it has been all my life. So playing by myself it blows, it really blows. But I'm not trying to be popular. I'm just trying to be a player and trying to raise myself amongst the ranks of basically being the best there is. And I think that's my goal. I want to be quite possibly one of the best players in the game, so I can have some players to play with, and it's going to come with a lot of hate. It's going to come with a lot of craziness, but again, it is what it is. But that's my story, and that's the reason why I've really been away from Final Fantasy 14. I'm playing by myself, and I don't have enough players to play with. And Midgårdstormr is not really the jump off to come over to, even though there's been a pop of new players on Final Fantasy 14 that's coming over to Midgårdstormr. Balmong is the RP server. I don't play in RP. I don't Balmong, from what I've understood, from what I've researched, Balmong happens to be a pretty toxic server. It's not in a sense of DC Universe Online, but most of the stuff that they do on there and what they say is absolutely whacked out retarded. And to top that off, even though that players will get on the RP and that they do a lot of things that I don't necessarily agree with, if it's private, hey, all rules ahoy, okay? You do whatever you want. If it's private, I do not judge at all right? As long as it's private. But if it's public and people are reading it and you think the only option is to ignore it, well, how can anybody get to know you? Or how can anybody basically say, basically put your base value of yourself, or rather, how can they equate your base value of your character and your integrity, into this game? How can anybody take you serious? How can anybody really meet you halfway as a human person, as a human being, or a person that's playing this game and you're a fan of Final Fantasy 14? I mean, do you not realize that you're actually disparaging your community? Do you not realize that you're disparaging your server itself and giving that impression that nobody doesn't want to play on those servers because it's quote unquote being owned by that of RP players that just want to be rude and want to be obnoxious openly? If it's in the confines of your FC private space, again, different. But somebody like myself or anybody else would be turned off about that, and that will basically discourage them to get onto that server, and they don't want to play. They don't want to play. It's like, it's almost as though that they're completely either embarrassed or either they're ashamed to be over there on that server, and they will regret being on that server. And for me, I felt like, well, this is how I feel right now because I have 2 high-level characters on this server, on Midgårdstormr, and right now, and I'm not trying to talk trash about these players, but Desu right now happens to, whenever a new player comes on, they recruit them before anybody else. It's like, it's all about recruiting. It's all about quantity. And the type of RP that the person that owns Desu, the leader of Desu, the founder of Desu, whoever they are, they have to block that person off of, whatever that channel is, the mentor channel, many of times, let alone they have to we have to block the person off the leveling league because they're not realizing that what they're doing is damaging the community. And that's exactly what they've done. And so many people, it's like the person does not have a great reputation at all. I don't think the person really cares. They're moving on. They have moved on. It is what it is. But for me, I felt like, well, dang, it's like, I want to recruit some players. I put in at one point, hey, look, this is what I'm looking. Hey, look, I'm looking for players to join my free company. All of a sudden, people of Desu just went under me and start saying, hey, we're recruiting for this. It's like, I just said I was recruiting some people. And then stars all of a sudden just want to recruit people. And I'm like, Well, god dang, can I ever compete with that? I mean, well, aside from the fact I'm a YouTuber, you know, I mean, I YouTube, you know, I'm a YouTuber. I've done work for, I guess that's not going to really compare to getting players to really join my side and just play and have fun. So why would that matter, you know? So overall right now, as much as I've been a lone wolf in DCO, I am a lone wolf of Final Fantasy 14. I'm a lone wolf everywhere, man, and it sucks. It really sucks. It really, really sucks. And it's not a day go by that my mind is poisoned to the point where, you know, I personally feel that a player would not add me. A player would add me without having some form of a motive for them. You know, if they don't want nothing in return, they want, you know, if they don't want, you know, if it's not something that they want in return. In the end, overall, it's like they just want to, you know, it's like, you know, it's like either if I'm using a female avatar, if I'm a male, I'm weird to them, and that's something I'm not going to sacrifice or disparage. If you can't like a person that's playing Final Fantasy 14, I don't believe in that. Oh well, every female character is a male in disguise. I don't care about that. That's not true to me. Women use male characters in this game, and I know a few women that does that. I personally don't care at all. You know what I'm saying? So if 90% of quote unquote 90% of female avatars in this game are that of males, then I guess 90% of male avatars in this game happens to be female. So that statistic right there, we're debunking, and I'm debunking that as of this video. What I'm saying here is that if my avatar turns you off and you hear a masculine voice behind this female avatar and it turns you off somehow, that's a you problem, not me. And if it prevents you from at least getting to know me, getting with me, and having fun, then again, that's a you problem, not me. Because that's something I'm not going to sacrifice. That's not something I'm going to, you know, that's not something that, you know, I'm willing to, I'm not willing to negotiate. I'm not willing to negotiate that at all. I'm not willing to settle for, well, look, I'll just use a male character, get players in, and then, no, I don't think so. If you just not see me for me, then there's nothing to see at all. And I have to come to terms, and I've come to terms that the solution, separate myself from everybody that doesn't think well of me or doesn't necessarily want to be around me. And I'm cool with that. I am absolutely cool with that. So with that being said, that's really the reason why that I've been on a slight hiatus in Final Fantasy 14. And I really do hope to pay for my next, subscription. I'm going to set up a donation page pretty soon. Not just for only Extra Life, but for myself to pay for my bills in terms of, subscription fees for Final Fantasy 14, maybe for DC Universe Online, to collect other games, to get internet service up and running, to upgrade my internet service, to upgrade my equipment, because I definitely, in terms of a new computer, another controller, so I could set up some stuff for FGC, for my FC in Final Fantasy 14. I'm not willing to give up. I'm not willing to give up my time of Final Fantasy 14, or not willing to give up my goals for Midgard Stormer. I want to make Midgard Stormer good, and I'm going to make that happen. Whether I die a lot, whether I fail a lot, whether I pervade the worst tanking skills, healing skills, DPS skills in the game to basically become the best. The bottom line is that I'm not willing to let go of this server, and I'm not gonna transfer anywhere else. And that's for anybody that asks me, hey, do you want to transfer here? The answer is no. I have 24 characters created, and they're spread abroad in every server. But my main goal right now is to play Final Fantasy 14 on this server, Midgårdsarmor. And if that's something that you can't comply with, I'm sorry. I'm just not going. I can't. It's not even it's not even the fact that I just can't. Because I just can't. Not only that I can't, I just won't do it. I mean, if you have some respect for me, respect my time and respect what I'm doing. And if you don't want to transfer to Midgårdsarmor, that's fine. But I'm not willing to transfer anywhere else. So that's my answer. With that, we got Mr. Dark Savior up in this piece. What's going on, man?
Evening.
I take it that you finished doing your you finished recording.
Yeah, for tonight. I've got to go back on Saturday, I think, and record a couple of duos, and it should be all good to go.
Okay. Yeah, I noticed.
Touched up the script a little bit, and yeah, the rest of it's in Quincy's hands. It's going to be what I did here.
Okay. So, what are you about to do? Are you about to go to bed, or are you going to stay up for a bit, or what are you about to do?
Oh, we're going to bed in about 15 minutes, 20 minutes, so start a Popeye. Show my voice. You can't see me.
No problem, dude. Yeah, I just had to. Yeah, earlier I told Dijon or whoever was a party leader to just invite me to the party, but unfortunately I just didn't. I was trying to figure out what was wrong with my house phone, and apparently they're just sending out a technician Thursday morning so they can make sure modem is good, phone is good. They have to make sure all that's good so they can have everything up and running, be ready to go. So because tomorrow's the last day of preparations before I move on to my kumite. 24 hours, brother. 24 hours of nothing but pure unadulterated gameplay. I have to have Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's gonna be fun, man. I mean, it's really gonna be fun. I mean, I'm just gonna be playing fighting games. I'm gonna be playing fighting games. I'm gonna be playing Final Fantasy 14. Man, they're alive. Just really trying to connect with everybody, man. So it's really just gonna be just nothing but just good times. So nothing but great times. So yes, sir. Oh, but man, it's like I set myself up for this, man. But I got to do it. I just, I mean, I'm really excited to doing it because, I'm really helping out the kids. I really want to do that, man, and I just want to contribute back to my community somehow, man. And nothing says 24 hours of unadulterated sweet gaming than doing a 6BDP dojo kumite. So I can't wait for that. May even do some joy designing in the meanwhile. Or perhaps we could well, basically, be honest with you, the kumite is really about just upping the challenge and just going for the gold, man. So be it doing the hard missions in DC Universal Line, or doing the hard missions in FF14, going rank mode in certain fighting games. Yeah, that's really what it's going to be all about, bro.
What day is that on?
Oh, it's going to be on the 9th. It's just going to be the 9th carry over to the 10th. So 24. Huh?
That's Bradley's birthday. On the 9th.
I thought you celebrated his birthday.
No, not yet. His birthday's until the 9th.
Oh, okay. That's what's up. What you plan on doing for him?
He's having a party. He's got his friends around, I think, after school.
Oh, okay.
Somebody on second in the city. Order up.
At Toys R Us? Nice. Very, very nice. Ah. Oh, man. Whoo, man. Whew. Well, how did the training go with, how did the leveling go with the
To, yeah, 73, 74, something like that. It was on 69 when I started, so not a bad run.
Okay. Alrighty, that's very good. Very good. Ew, that's gonna be you know what, I'll just do it that way. No, you know what, screw that. There we go. Then I did this. I remember it now. Oh dear. Oh, that's right. Alright. And we got Shield Bash, Shield Lob, Shield Swipe, another one being move all, fracture, actually, I'm gonna do that right there. Yeah. And then cooldowns is going to be. Good job. How are we going to do that there? Sign. Boom. Why not? And then when something better comes up, we'll do that. Alright, sounds good. Looks good so far, so. Put sword oath on. And alright, let's go to I would not have imagined that there are some people that would hang here. Alright, so let's find some people, Mikey. Alright. What's the guy's name? Hey, Mikey.
Yeah?
Were you asleep?
No. Maybe I was talking to me. What guy's name?
The guy you're collaborating with.
Oh, Quincy Stewart.
Okay. I have some gear that's still saved. I've still saved, excuse me. Alright. Astrologian. So one level shy from obtaining some excellent, or rather, wearing some excellent gear. So I feel like I'm getting ready to. I feel like I'm about to get ready to go to war in my head right now, because this headache is about to be strong. Let's see. All classes. 20. Well, let's see how much. Let's see what they got on the market board. Wow, that's pretty cheap. Alright, Company Talbert, 100,000. Wow, that makes no sense. Why is this stuff so expensive, man? Ugh. Same color of green, yeah. You know what I'm blessed to have? 1 million, really? My Daphne bust here. Okay, now that's worth the money. Cause for one, it's metallic. What are you watching, bro?
It's some weird video of just garden wrestling with Jim Ross commentary over the top. Some guy just pulls up in a car. I'll tag you when I back down.
No problem. Slow, steady streams. Alright. I don't know why I thought of that. The slow, steady stream. Uh, I'm trying to find my. Actually, make that sit. Change pose. Let's see. Wave. Oops. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna need return. Alright, cool. So I set up my emotes. Drink me some more water because I need my system flushed out. Alright guys, well, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a to be continued for now. For the bit that I've done in terms of just running that dungeon, it's pretty cool, pretty fun. What are my thoughts about Gladiator so far, which now I got to Paladin, and you know, I'm pretty happy that I have yet another another class to, you know, to level 30 and all that good stuff, and I'm waiting to get to level 32 so I can go ahead and equip my gear. Paladin is really a class It's literally a wall. It's just a wall. It does great in damage, and it has its uses. I don't like Flash at all. In fact, I think Flash sucks with a passion. Oh man, I'm waiting to see how this class is gonna do at level 40. So people have stated that it gets better at level 40, but I want to run with some friends or run with some people that don't mind me messing up in Stone Vigil, even let alone Aurum Vale. Aurum Vale is just going to be a challenge. So, but guys, I'm gonna go right ahead and take me a break because my head is about to go to split in two, and I need to just relax on some stream and just talk to my boy for a bit before he goes to bed. Until then, guys, this is your boy Sho'Nuff. Tune in next time. Please watch this. Please watch this video. Watch many more of my videos that are up. This is a Touch of Heaven project, guys. ATOH project. All right, by His grace, Sho'Nuff.